And we are live. Hi, Stella. Morning.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning. Well, nice to be again at the Marketing Working Group call. This is a special Marketing Working Group call because today we are having office hours for the incentive campaign. So that's good because you can join us even from the streams or join us through the links that we have shared on our Telegram group and just ask any of your doubts, questions, um, anything that you would like to know about how to participate on the incentive campaign that we have recently launched last week.
Yay, we did it! Only took us a few miles to get there, but yeah, it's launched. And in case you're wondering what that actually is, we're gonna publish an article today. I think it already got. Did it actually get published? Oh yeah, it did get
I think so.
published just without an image, but it got published. Ha! I forgot to input the image. Well, don't fret it. I will add it. But our very own Gosman Gonzalez is actually sharing on how that
Oh,
campaign works and why it matters, right? So yes, there is a reward pool. In case you're wondering, yes, there is money at play. But most importantly, this is about creating understanding for something that you might find very useful yourself at some point, or you might have a friend that you can then recommend this to. So it's a way to, I want to say, learn about the protocol, engage with our community, and earn rewards on top. So it's a three-folded rewards in a sense. No, just kidding. um, so Incentive is essentially a platform that allows you to submit for a campaign like ours. In our case, we are asking you to submit a short form video. Um, but there have been other campaigns before that asked for different things. And on that platform, as you submit your content, voters, specifically people in this case who hold up tokens, unlock protocol tokens, will be able to vote on your submissions. And if you make quorum, meaning you reach over 51%, which I hope all of you can reach, that would be amazing. It means that you're splitting proportionally the reward tool. So a little bit higher agreement gets obviously a little bit more of the reward pool, a bit lower gets a more little portion of the reward pool. But yeah, in general, I want to say this is what this is about. And I will be blending in, I think, high songs as well. I will be blending
hey.
in. Let me see. Actually, I think I have the QR code here also. Let me get you that QR code so you can scan it and you can read about the campaign yourself. But yeah, as I mentioned, we ask you to submit a short form video in TikTok format. It is supposed to be explaining unlock protocol to a very specific part of our audience. So maybe it's a creator, and maybe it's a 3D creator who usually runs their community on Patreon or similar, and how they can do it with unlock protocol very independently and still have their memberships, right? So something like that. Anyways, let me blend in that code.
Exactly.
Whee!
Hi, Sans. Welcome, welcome. How are
Bam.
you?
Add to the
Hello.
stream.
Hey, Gosman. Also, welcome. Woo.
Hello, you guys. Hello. Good morning. I see Gosman already typing. Yay! Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you.
Great to have you here. Great to have you here.
So
I'm
yeah,
glad I
we're
finally
just.
got the time right.
Yeah, you did. Kudos to
Yes,
you.
We did it.
You made it. Yeah, so we were just discussing the incentive campaign and what it is and how people can participate. You guys have any questions around that, or you're good for now?
Uh, I'm good. I'm not good, but I'm gonna say that I'm good because the questions that I have involve like going through what you guys already put out, and just understanding it. But like quickly, it was more so we're making or they're making a video to say how this would help this each individual that's on that list. It's not necessarily about unlocked, but it's how this will help creators, how this will help those different. If I'm getting that right,
Hmm.
okay, okay,
Good job. Means we've been doing our job decently enough. Okay. If that rang through, that was the core of the message. So very good.
okay.
you, you get an A.
All good, all good.
Because I was actually introducing it to some people that I know. They're creators themselves. One of them wants to get into the crypto space a lot more. I don't think they've joined the group yet, but this was an entryway that I was telling them that they can get in and learn,
Yeah.
to create the videos about how it can help. And that's what I was planning on doing myself, like as a creator, not speaking about me, but
Oh,
seeing how it
is it
actually
me?
helps those creators. So it's
Yeah.
just getting our hands on these things and actually like using them.
Actually, this is
No.
this is really good what you're saying, because I was saying it right before you joined. I said this is a three-folded opportunity, right? So yes, you can earn some cash, but you can also understand the tool better that you probably can apply to your own problems, right, and solve
Mm.
some of them. And you can engage with a community of like-minded people, which I find also is a bonus. So yeah, I was saying different, like, I want to say entry point, but very much a similar sentiment that I described this before. So good you're saying it just by yourself, because you had no clue I said this before. That's good. um I don't know, Gosman, if you have any questions left. I mean, you wrote an excellent article that just got published, so I want to claim you probably don't have questions about this. But in case you still have, then tippy type them in the chat and I will answer them here publicly in the eye of the public.
Yeah, and yeah, if also if because I have seen some interactions in on the chat that are valid questions. I mean, not everyone is like completely immersed on everything about each protocol. So things that we need to remind ourselves is when did it start and when it ends. So this is a really like long campaign. So this will end on August 7th. So you have like pretty good time to experiment with the protocol yourself also, so you can understand what you're going to talk about. Maybe just choose one of the use cases that calls you best. Maybe you are an event organizer and you want to solve your ticketing problem that you have, or just try out a new tool to that. That could be good. And on the other case, if you are already a content creator and you have your community, but you don't know how to manage your community, maybe then that's a good way to start a membership program. So just choose which one of the use cases we have and just experiment a little bit. If you have questions also around that, you can ask us, and also doing your video if you want to have a guideline or some kind of feedback around the idea that you are already producing, then that's good because you have our Telegram group where you can share it and think about what's the direction that you were taking. And we can give you some feedback and you can adjust it. You can make it work better maybe, and so you don't have to wait until the submission just to wait a feedback, and maybe even not the best feedback that you would like, you know. So that's also why the campaign is also long enough, so you can experiment throughout the campaign and connect with us and tell us what you're trying to produce, and so you can put the best work at the campaign.
Eso. Yeah, no, I think, I think creators are often very shy to get early feedback because they feel like it's not like their complete vision. But as you grow into becoming an older creator, you realize exactly, you realize early feedback is extremely helpful, right? So yes, it might not be your complete vision and you can state that, right? But as long as it shows the bare bones of where you're headed or what you are maybe also in doubt of, um, that's something that the community can help with, right? And we don't bite, and we will not tell you that you're a shitty creator. We'll just give very rational feedback. So don't be afraid of asking us, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, totally, totally. Community feedback has always been really, really nice. Hopefully, the community also has been growing in a healthy way too. So we are able to see like really good comments and people reaching out to other people in a very healthy way. So don't be shy. Don't think that you are going to be burned to the ashes because of the feedback. That's not going to happen. And yeah, so you have our Telegram group where you can ask those questions, ask for feedback. You can do it on the Incented Campaign channel in the Telegram group that we have, or also on general, also could be, but would be better on Incented. So
Yes.
that way everybody knows that you are projecting yourself to participate in the campaign, and also the topic will be completely centered on that. And yeah, and also maybe you can connect with other um, content creators that are also willing or in doubt to participate, or maybe like senior creators that want to connect with others and produce any other kind of content. So that's also a way to connect with community and start new projects, start new ideas, and all of that, just because a campaign, you know. So that's the thing.
Sounds good to me. I know there were some doubts and questions around how voting works, so maybe we can address this a little bit. Um, so,
Yeah.
let me find that. Send to docs because I think most of the questions we actually answer already in the program outline. So you need to reach, like, voters need to vote your submissions with over 51%, right? But I think if you follow the guidelines, this should not be really a problem to get there, I think, to be
Mm.
honest. But okay, that is maybe already very presumptuous, okay? So let's stick to the facts. So let me show you the facts. Let's do that. So voting works quite simple, right? A program is done. It's like you have submitted, it ends, right? And we as in everyone who holds up tokens reviews the applications. So the applications as outlined in the program itself, right? They are they have evaluation criteria essentially, and the evaluation criteria in our case pretty straightforward. It's about clarity, right? It's about accuracy, it's about creativity and brand fit. And exactly in that hierarchy also, right? So clarity is most important. Of course, I mean, maybe I should have put accuracy first. Now that I think about it. But accuracy and clarity are the most important. Creativity is an added bonus, right? Something that holds attention obviously is better than something that lets go of attention very fast. And then there's brand fit. So if it feels unlocked, it feels like it's the right tone of voice, all of these things, of course it's an added bonus, right? But yeah, okay. So, anyways, we are here. So casting a vote is I want to say pretty simple. It's you either are for or against something, right? So yeah, I want to say like probably how I will approach it is I will look at all submissions, and then I will look at the ones that I feel are absolutely not a fit for the first two evaluation criteria, and I would vote against them, right? And I would vote for the ones that I actually feel like they fulfill the full thing. The thing is that we as app token holders, we don't just simply vote, we actually stake our token, right? So it is about feeling highly convicted that this is totally against our like submission criteria, and or feeling totally like in favor of its submission criteria, right? So it's not about necessarily voting in the gray zones of that, if that makes sense, right? So it's either you're for or you're against something. So it's very black and white. And you stake your token, meaning if you're wrong and the majority of people actually says, well, that submission actually is great, right? And your brain just doesn't function well, then it means 10% of what I staked gets slashed, right? So I will lose 10% of the voting that I put towards this. So this is something that we as the voters, as the token holders, have to be aware of, right? That if we are wrong, if we're trying to game the system, right, and vote in favor of something someone we like rather in favor of something that we feel convicted about, then that is our problem, so to speak, right? Good thing is we can update our votes. That is one thing, right?
Oh,
So
nice.
that is one thing. Also, at least something on our end. You can vote on as many submissions as you want, but as I said, it's like from my perspective, um, like I would probably for this first season, because we're running this program 3 times, right? So, with different topics. So I want to say like I'm probably just testing the waters with this first one, to be honest, because I'm pretty risk adverse. Is my honest answer to that. But okay, when voting ends, settlement runs daily at midnight. It calculates net votes for each submission, determines winners, classifies each vote as correct or incorrect, and creates payout transactions, right? If you need token to upload a video. No, you don't need token to upload a video. No. But Goswan, good question.
Oh, quick question. Quick question.
Yes. I would,
So, voting on multiple submissions.
yeah.
Let's say I have like 100 up tokens that I want to use for as my voting power, because that's also something that counts along, right? Um, so voting for multiple submissions, would that mean that I would need to split that voting power on the multiple submissions that I want to vote?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay, so then I could say, okay, for these people, I want to. give like 25% of my voting power, and the rest maybe for the rest of the
Exactly.
participants.
It's basically a stake per vote, right? So every time you vote for one or for another, and this is also why the docs say diversifying across submissions reduces your risk, right?
Mhm,
If any
mhm,
single prediction is wrong. So it's a
mm.
little bit like, not, like in roulette, if you think about it, right? Like setting on, I don't know, red 22, for example. I don't know if 22 is even red, but who cares? I'm not a gambler, right? But like, if you just stake all your money on this one number, on and this one specific color, right? Like, there there's only the chance you win or you lose, right? So it's 50-50. If you put like a portion at least of that money on red overall, right, chances becoming already much bigger. So if you put, I don't know, 50% of what you're staking on red as an overall color, and then on 22 red, the other half of your coin, right, you're increasing your chances, because whenever the roulette is hitting red, at least with 50% of what you stake, you will win, right? So it's something to consider. I'm not yet fully sure on my own strategy, but I think I will be testing out. Like, I will not go with all my token holdings, right? Um,
Yeah, correct, correct.
yeah, but I think it's an interesting way of reducing the chances of gaming a system, which is nice. Um,
Totally.
yeah, more questions. Keep it coming. So rewards and slashing, right? So vote correctly, you earn tokens. Vote wrong. Oh, by the way, yeah, if you're correct, you actually earn tokens, because the DAO set 30,000 up aside for this. So there's also a reward, not just like the fear of getting slashed, right? And actually, the docs, they make a really good like case. So there's an example, right? Let's say a program has 1,000 token voting pool, 10% slash, kind of like ours, right? In our case, it's 30,000 tokens.
Hmm.
And top two winners results. App A wins a plus 800 net votes, right? App B wins plus 500. App C loses plus 100. App D loses minus 200, right? So
Hmm.
in this case, voters are, and let me make this a little bit bigger here. Alice with 400 tokens staked for app A, which is the winner, so it's correct, right? So she earns a reward. Bob 300 stake for app A. So as you can see, also correct stakes, right? They are proportional pool split. So the more tokens you have initially staked towards a winner, in this case, right, the more you will receive of the token voting pool. Like, the less you stake, obviously the less you will get in rewards back, right? There's that caveat as well. And then, loser, incorrect loses, right? 20, 10%, right? And then there's Dave 300 stake against app D, loser, correct, right? Eve 100 stake against app A, winner, incorrect, loses 10. So there is always a 10% like cut. So if you stake 200 tokens, you lose 10%, you lose 20 tokens, right? If you stake 100 and you lose 10%, it means 10 tokens are subtracted. So, and that is then, finally the proportional payout towards everyone. So even when you're wrong, right? Like, it's essentially you just get 10% less of your token back. So it's not like we take, like, the platform doesn't take all your tokens. Okay. It's just 10%. So just be conscious and really mind the evaluation criteria. Don't try and game the system and you will be fine. And
And but
yeah.
then because what we have received as questions were how do you reach quorum? Because that's like the main question. Like, so
So
then the quorum would be the 30,000 tokens that we are having as a voting pool, right?
no, no, that has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
Quorum means out of 100% of tokens that have been staked, 51% at least need to be in your favor,
Mhm.
right?
Correct.
That is the important part. So it's not so different as tally works, right? We
Mhm.
have quorum on tally as well. So unless
Yeah,
we
but
reach a
on
certain
Tally, you are not able to do like a
a slash.
multiple
Oh yeah, you can.
option.
Yeah, that is true. You cannot do multiple votes. Yeah,
Mhm.
because there's only one proposal, right? So is it like if there would be multiple proposals, so if we would apply a different voting strategy, like they're available, for example, on Snapshot, and you can vote for different entries, right? Then like the multiplication, like every like how do you say the added sum, right, would need to reach like quorum for each individual entry. So if you have like submission A and you have submission B, and submission A reaches like 51 tokens, right? As in reaches over 51% quorum. So 52 tokens, I guess, right? Let's say there are 100 tokens at play, right? That's the full like amount of like voting power that is in the system. So it
Mhm.
like the number cannot be predefined here because we don't know how many of us will be voting, right? Yet
Mhm.
the system will know, we don't know in advance. So we don't know how many of us will be voting and how many tokens we will stake. But at the end, what the system figures out essentially is like how many tokens have been staked in total. That's 100%. Towards who have these tokens been staked, towards whose application, right? And then it calculates which of these applications have been reaching 51% plus, essentially. So every entry is evaluated by itself, right? There is no such thing as comping it all with one comp, if that makes sense. It's
Exactly.
like every individual application has its own quorum. It's like if we would have multiple proposals on tally, right?
Mm.
Quorum would be calculated for each of them, not just for one of them.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Does that help?
Totally.
Okay, good. So also, yeah, there is, like different types of voting strategies, but as you can hopefully see on here, is our voting strategy is pretty straightforward. So it's conviction voting, and yeah, it's conviction voting, I think. And like most of the main facts are listed here, right? So far no applications, so far no votes, obviously, right? And if you have any more questions, and you have a lot of time to submit, but I recommend don't do it in the last week, right?
Mm.
If you can, make your first draft early, hand it in, and or discuss it with the community, right? Do touch ups a little bit later, and then just submit it. Like don't do what most creators always do and do it last minute, because it usually never works out in your favor. That makes sense. Okay, I guess we can close office hours unless anyone has more questions, and go to what sounds proposed in the chat over the weekend, I think. Or
Yeah,
you
So I
have a
do
sure.
have a
question?
yeah. I was just relooking at the docs, and this is obviously my brand focused on education. So this is more educational for me than it is like wanting the reward. But there's like multiple campaigns. So are we allowed to submit for multiple, or we can only submit like one at a time?
No, so you're referring to that I said there will be 3 campaigns, right, throughout the
No, no,
year.
no, no. In the
During
I'm
the
looking
year.
at the actual docs. It's like there's like programs. Program one, program two,
Yeah.
three, four, five, six. Like, are we able to? And each one of those has a reward pool. But like, there's members of our community that are like, some of them are creators, some of them are developers, some of them like have they do ticketed events, memberships. So it's I'm asking like, are we able to submit on multiple programs, or do we just only get to submit for one?
No, you are able to participate on any of the programs that we will launch. This is the first one, so we will have like two more, right?
Yeah, two more. But
So,
I
but
have a
those
feeling Sans
will
is
be nice.
asking essentially if he can submit more than one video, right? For
For
like
the
different
incentive, yes,
audiences for this
Oh,
yes,
campaign.
but on
Yeah,
yes.
this, okay, okay.
actually, you know what? I
I
think I
think
never
we
thought
don't
about
have
this.
we
Because
didn't put
I'm not
like
wanting to flood it, but I'm like, we can, like,
hmm
I can use multiple tiers, because what is unlocked memberships in the wild token get like, but I don't want to, like, oh, why is this person trying to win all of them? It's not that, but like, this would
yeah.
educate a lot of the people that I'm dealing with that are not aware of what unlocked is capable of, but they're
hmm
trying to find out how to token gate their community. They've used multiple different things for events and tickets, and nothing has worked for them. So I would basically look at creating multiple videos. I just want to know if that's okay to
Uh,
do.
I think we didn't put any kind of limitation on that side, so you are able to put like very like many videos up.
Okay.
But you, it's like you are asking for each video to get evaluated and to get voted. So each
Uh,
video will also like perform independently, and one could get more votes than the other one. So
okay.
something
Okay.
that's on you and obviously on the voters. But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, and good news, there is no limitation. So you can make multiple individual submissions to this one program.
Okay. And then, like, for something like, I'll just say member, on chain events and tickets. It says like show how someone can run. Or if we have to be in the Telegram in order to get that assistance, uh, because what if they don't know how to show that? Are we like able to get a walkthrough on how to do it, and then we can create a video?
Honestly, I think we have a lot of content around this out there. We have the
Okay.
guides, right? We have
Okay.
YouTube material. I mean, if you needed me to, like, I don't know, download a former video from YouTube for you and send it to you so you can cut it up, yeah, I can do that. Like, no problem, right? But
mhm.
like, I think there's there there already, except for video, there is already a lot of content out there. So I think there is like
Okay.
multiple ways on how to understand it. But yeah, and also wait, Sans, what docs are you looking at? Are you looking at incentive docs, or are you looking at tally votes?
This says unlock. I hope I'm even looking at the right one. Unlock Creator Season 1.
Ah, that's incentive.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
one of
that's
three. What
incentive.
is unlocked? Yeah, okay, okay, good. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
happy.
the incentive campaign.
Yeah, so you're
Yes.
looking at the incentive campaign. Okay, that's
Correct.
good.
And then I was at the 10 program themed arc. That's what I was looking at. There was like 10 different
No,
arcs.
yeah. Don't look at this. Don't look at this because it's obsolete.
Mm,
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So like really look at the campaign, right? The
mhm.
campaign link,
Mhm.
because the program we originally suggested, it we felt it was like blowing everything out of proportion. And instead of
Mhm.
making this a stressful experience for creators, we wanted this to make it like a learning journey, right? And so they, like, usually incentive programs, they are pretty like short. Usually one of these cycles runs for 2 weeks and then 1 week voting, or even less. And we decided to try something different where it's like a longer time to make a submission. So
Okay.
creators really have time to think this through and, you know, like kind of enjoy what they are doing instead of feeling stressed about it. So, yeah. Anyways, this is why don't look at the 10 cycle program, because we're just going to launch 3 programs in total and no cycles. Cycles are
Okay.
obsolete. Yeah.
So that's on me then. So the issue that I had is the what I'm using to show my face right now is where I have my Telegram. And Apple's not letting me download anything. So I went into the Discord, and that's how I found what I was looking at. So the actual document I have to go in the Telegram and get. That's the updated one. Is that what
You
you're saying?
no, no,
You
it's
can get the same links on Discord or in Telegram. Those are the same links, the official links that we
but
have.
also just scan the QR code on screen right now on the top left corner, and you will be on the actual incentive campaign. This is where you actually also need to submit. And he does it.
It's on there.
Right, because the other one was just like the proposal outline, and then we realized it's blowing stuff out of proportion. Like attention span has become so low, right,
Yeah.
that we really
We're
don't want
goldfish.
to add to the overwhelmment of people and rather make this like, like a nice thing to do, not like a
Ah, okay.
stressful
Yes.
to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, because this is a lot. I
No
see
worries,
what you're
because I was
saying.
like, wait, he's talking about 10 cycles. Is this my old draft outline? And yes, I was right.
That was right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
This is perfect.
Okay.
Awesome.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Anything else, anyone? Anyone wants to bump in one more question? Otherwise, let's just move over. So
Yeah.
one, two, three. Okay, done office hours, cut marketing. Sissy, let's go. Let's ask Soms about his idea.
Okay. So, let's review a little bit of what you were like suggesting. Let me get that. Okay. Um, so you were asking about July and independence, and you said I mentioned sovereignty, and this is the idea that came, and I am adding here to get some feedback, direction, and to not forget. Okay, so sovereignty as a service. Oh, that's interesting. Occupying one's space fully so that others may see how to do the same. Yeah, exactly. So, what you were thinking about on this regards, Sans?
Actually, that's kind of what it started as just a thought because the first marketing call that I was in, Stella mentioned July being like highlighting independence, and I was like, well, sovereignty is, a word that is being used, and right after the call, it just came up. So I was like wanting to ask about this because that's what we will be highlighting. Um, my brand is all about ownership and building sovereignty. So next month, it was just like, oh, this is perfect timing. So I wanted to um, figure out more about how uh, Unlock provides the tools for that, because then that's something that I would also be highlighting, because I think that that is what is important in the space right now. When we're seeing everything that's going on with data, AI, all this stuff, it's like, what actual tools help you do what you need to do, not just like hype. And so it's like when that came up right after the call, this came up because I've really been looking at uh, like everything is now a service. So they already have security as a service. So that, it might conflict, but having sovereignty as a service, even if it's just an idea to highlight uh, protocols, brands, or things that give you that ability to occupy your space fully. One thing I see a lot is I may use something and it might be a great tool, but like I have to kind of compromise what I do in order to use it. And it's like, what if you had tools and resources that allow you to showcase your full self, to develop that and present that to people? So it was like, does that work with Unlock? How does Unlock do that? So it was more so an idea, and I kind of wanted to ask the questions because if they did align, then that's what I would be highlighting in the month of July how Unlock does uh, provide foundation, lay the framework, or even give tools to help you with this.
Yeah, totally, totally. And definitely Stella is one of our biggest like ambassadors of everything in luck. So
Sovereignty. Yeah. I mean, Sans and I, we met at Ethereum Denver, right? And it was
Hmm.
kind of like one of the first topics we got into. So, not surprised you're bringing it up. I think this is what made me love Unlock so much, right? This is why I keep using it whenever I can and whenever it makes sense. Because it is this piece of infrastructure, kind of like the protocols the internet is based on, right? That like it should be like this. It should be like the norm, right? Instead of us going to big platforms like Eventbrite or Ticketmaster or something like that, right?
Hmm.
It should be natural to just host ticketing on your own website, right?
Yes.
And do it with full control over it from an organizer point of view. The same I feel is with platforms like Patreon, right? Like I
Hmm.
understand Patreon before blockchain, Patreon was really relevant, right? And even in the early days of, I want to say, consumer blockchains, it was still more relevant than what we had at the time. But I feel like since 2022, roughly, I want to say, like actually blockchain powered memberships have overtaken that form because, and especially now with vibe coding, I can speak from experience. You can build in these systems so easily by yourself into your own website and run your own Patreon basically on your website, right? Like, how cool is that? No other platform you're guiding people to, just your website that people come to, your traffic getting pushed further up in the algorithm, not someone else's website or platform, right? And I just think it's so underestimated. Like, let me give you one example. Sissy knows about this. Like, a while ago, I actually launched a website that's called adottame.pe. It's about people having, like, I want to say, access to a virtual animal shelter here in Peru to put up stray dogs or dogs that are like temporarily in their care, to find them a new place to live, right? And I already knew when I purchased adoptame.pe, probably it would be a good choice. This is also why the domain was a little bit expensive, right? But then I built in very heavy SEO, right? Search engine optimization, to make sure people, whoever is looking for adoption, be it kids or dogs, they will see Adoptame on the first page, right? Whoever is going to look for dogs in Peru will look at adoptame.pe first, right? So, like, and I think it's highly underestimated what that does to a website, right? Whenever traffic comes naturally or organically to your website because people just find you, right? It means that your website gets pushed up and up and up in the algorithm, right? So let's say you have a very common name. Like, I feel none of us have very common names, right? But let's just say someone has a very common name in German, that would be Max Mustermann or something like this, right? Like, if their website is called Max Mustermann, there's just so much other stuff that would come before them, right? But let's just say they have their own audience, they run their own membership program. So it gives people more reason to come to their website, right? It means automatically their website gets bumped up in the stack of Max Mustermann stuff that is out there, right? And it's still very underestimated, I think, by most creators. But like, if you run your own membership program on your own website and you already have an existing community, this will do wonders for your website, because suddenly people have reasons to come to your website, right? And they don't go to Patreon first to then maybe take a look at your website. So you're literally switching the game up on the whole, like, I want to say, algorithm industry, right? And since, I want to say, social media has been rather disappointing in its development over the last few years, right? Like, a lot of creators feel very unseen and they have started to lose touch to their original audience on socials. So getting this audience back and putting it in place where you can actually reach them is now more important than ever to actually guarantee you can also make a conversion to business, right? So anyway, I could talk about this for hours probably, so I will stop now.
Yeah, going on. Just to add, and also because of those points that Stella shared, the now more than ever, it's becoming so real that as content creators, as community organizers, or community managers, maybe, you need to really own the community data, because by providing, for example, just relying, let's say, TikTok, and because of your lives and the content that you build over there and you publish over there, you create your community. But happening is because TikTok always like updates their community guidelines and things like that. And definitely there are some updates that don't match with the things that you are doing on your lives. Let's say, as a basic thing, you are not able to say the word black, even if you are referring to an object of the color black. And even if you state on a live that it's the color of the object, blah, 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 is black, no, you are banned. And you need to change that name of just because of that. So those things makes you really vulnerable on having your community data and your ownership on your community and on your content also, just because of that platform that centralizes that kind of control. So by using Unlock and just making, for example, your content as made as a subscription through Unlock, then you really own that data, own the data of your subscribers. So you don't have to rely on a centralized platform. And
Yeah,
that's a really big win. I mean, with that, you are able to rule it on any platform that you want, but you are the owner of that.
yeah.
So that's the thing.
And also, just want to highlight something that we also use heavily, which is paragraph.com, right? So, in case, for example, you have your blog there, like sadly, they don't support native memberships on there anymore. They had this actually built in, but then they stopped supporting it. But since this, like every article you push out through their system, it actually it lives on chain. It's an Arweave transaction, which means you can pull these things into your own website. And I actually tried it for the Alana project, and it's pretty easy to accomplish. Like it was like 3 prompts, and I had it all together, right? Because they also offer an API. So it's like you have the RSS feed, you have the API, and or you can use directly transaction hashes from Arweave. So it's essentially 3 endpoints you can tackle. They all come with different levels of, like, I want to say, difficulty. One is super easy, which is the RSS feed. That's the easiest one, right? And then it gets a little bit more complicated. But my point is, like, you could even, when you publish on Paragraph, you just click the option, don't publish to block, right? Which means it still creates the transaction hash, and you can actually pull that data onto your own website and have a membership like protect a portion of these articles, and another portion of these articles not be protected by the membership, maybe make them openly accessible, right? So, like, this is what Web3 is all about, right? Like, this is like the composable web. We have now the power to pick and choose elements, right? And unlock is just one more of these building blocks. So we can reinvent our virtual, like our like online identities, right? And choose which parts we want to make proprietary, right? So we can generate income as creators, and choose the parts that are openly accessible because maybe we want to give back, right? But at least this gives us the authority to choose between one and the other. A good example is, for example, when Instagram decided to have this interim session of launching NFTs, right? And then the NFTs were completely taken out of the system, and none of it was under a creator's control. The same happened when Facebook stopped like supporting Spark. Hundreds of thousands of creators had put like their brain juice and their creativity on making these augmented reality filters, and a company just took it away overnight, and you couldn't do anything about it, right? People had hosted their products on there, right? Product visualizations, whatever. So this is a new era. This is the era that puts the power of access and distribution back into our hands, right? That is at the core what Unlock is about. And we should really start making use of it. Okay, that was very preachy. I apologize. I just can't help it. Just stop me. God's sake.
No, that's perfect because that's a lot of this is like perfect timing for me because I've been in the silos. I've been like this working, and now it's time to come out and like refresh because
Yes.
when you mentioned paragraph, I haven't heard about that, but now I'm looking into that. I was on Zero X blog for a while, and so that was the first blog that I used. I've also published on Medium, but Medium's obviously different. So if we have the ability to own, that's the biggest thing. And so I have uh, instead of um, like trying to get everybody else to do it, it's now just imperative that I ensure that our system runs like that. And so I can just show you what we did. And then that is where the trust is built because a lot of so much is like, I don't want to say shield, but so many people share so many links. But when they're sharing it, it's not, we're not sharing things. It's like that I've done. It's like, oh, I heard this was great. And I heard this was good. But it's like, no, I know this because I'm in this community. I use this. So this is now we have experience and you can start to show how it benefits because I have so
Yeah.
many people that use Patreon. But like you said, you go, that's like you're now burying yourself two times. So if I
Yeah.
don't see your website on Google or on a search engine, then you go on a Patreon and then you have to compete to make your way on the Patreon's top list
Yeah.
where you can just stand alone and,
It's
you know,
crazy.
present your ideas and own it.
Yeah.
Like,
And even
um,
you pay them to do that. So you
right.
pay them, so you have to hustle your way up the leaderboard in a way, right? And
Mm-hmm.
become visible. But
Mm-hmm.
is it really for your benefit or for the benefit of a centralized platform, right? That benefits
Correct.
every time someone new comes onto that platform. Website traffic is like, it's one of the most important things these days, right? And
Mm-hmm.
creators are not harnessing that. Like we're still in this mindset of like, yeah, follow me on Instagram. Like fuck, follow me on Instagram. Come to my website, subscribe there. Sorry. But I gotta run, guys, because my Alana group is meeting right now. But
Okay.
this was a really good conversation. I put my blog for you in the marketing chat in case you want to check it out and see how
We'll
I'm
do.
doing it. But I still need to, but it sadly has last priority. I still need to actually finalize on doing what I told you, right? So it's the one thing I haven't really like followed through on, like renewing my old website and doing actually what I was talking about, because Alana and Unlock and everything else always takes priority. That's the problem. They're like niggling at me. All right, Stacy, last words.
Yes, this was really a nice call. We will be having another office hours. I think it's on July 7th. We will be also posting about that on our socials. But if you have any questions around Incentive Campaign, around Unlock, around how to use it, or anything else, please reach out to us. We have Telegram, and definitely we are just one click away for you to connect with us. So thank you for joining us on this marketing call, and see you next week. And also see you later on at the DAO call. Bye, guys. Thank you.